Good morning, cadets. I welcome you back for the computer science class. Before moving to the next concept, that is Python style rules and conventions, let me revise what we had done in the previous class. There we have discussed the bare bones of a Python program, that is basic structure of a Python program and its important components. Which all components we have discussed? Remember? Yes. Expressions, statements, then comments, single line comment, multi-line comment, inline comments, functions, blocks and indentation. In previous class we have discussed these 5 important components. Now onwards we are going to use these components while writing the program. Before editing or compiling a program and executing on the Python interpreter, let us know some of the rules while editing a program and the conventions used. That is what we are going to see today in this class. That's why the today's topic is Python style rules and conventions. What are these? Statement termination. What do you mean by termination? As I told you, program is nothing but it is a group of statements. One statement after the other statement, like that. The collection of statements constitute a program. In most of the programming languages like C, C++ and all, there will be a symbol used to say that the statement is terminated, means ended. Okay. Whenever we see that symbol, the symbol used in C++ was semicolon. The moment semicolon it interprets, then that is the end of the statement. But as such in Python, we don't use any symbol to terminate the statement. At the end of each statement, you don't have any symbol for the purpose of termination of a statement. Now, how many characters you can type in a line? Maximum number of characters that can be typed or in a line is 79 characters. Remember that. Then what is your lines and indentation? What is lines and indentation? Block of code denoted by line indentation. As I already told you, what is a block? The compound statement, the group of statements is called as a block. Whenever we find the block will have a different indentation. Indentation means it will be on different line. Generally we use 4 spaces per indentation level. That is what. When you write a single line, there is no question of indentation, but whenever there is a block of statements appears, then there should be the indentation. Please note down these important points. Number 1, statement termination. Number 2, maximum line length, the length of the line, the maximum length of the line, then lines and indentation. Next, white spaces. I already told you what do you mean by a white space. White space is nothing but maybe a blank or group of blanks, isn't it? You should always have white space around operators, but not with parentheses. That we will see while typing the statements how we can use. That is only for the purpose of clarity, nothing else. Okay. Even if you don't know white space also, as far as the interpreter is concerned, it don't have any the difference to that. But however, for more clarity to see, the more readability of the program, we need to use the blanks at appropriate places, preferably around operators. Means, for example, a plus sign you are using before plus sign and after plus sign. If you are using a star, the multiplication symbol, before that, you are using an assignment statement that is equal to sign, before that, but not with the parenthesis like your flower brackets, square brackets and your parenthesis. Getting the idea? Okay. Next, blank lines. Once again, for the purpose of clarity and more readability, you have to use the blanks for appropriately. Simply don't leave the blanks. If you have more blank, that doesn't make any difference as far as unnecessary. While storage of a program, it occupies more number of bytes. Therefore, if you feel that there is a requirement of a blank line, you can leave 1 line or 2 line depending on the code, means your program statements. Most important, another one is, you think here, avoid multiple statements in one line. Python also allows, like other languages, to type more than one statements in a single line, but it is not at all recommended because it gets confused. Understood? always try to write a statement in single line. That is avoiding. It is a guideline, not strict, but it is a guideline. Now once again, block. Previously I have seen a group of statements which are part of another statement or a function is called as a block or a code block. As I told you, your if else, if will have some group of statements, else will have some group of statements, loops will have some group of statements, or simply you can have a group of statements, what we call it as either a block or a code block, which have a different line of indentation. One more thing you remember, Python is case sensitive. Your capital alphabet and a small alphabet will have a different meaning. Understood? Be careful while using the alphabet cases, lowercase and upper cases. Docstring convention. What is this docstring? Documentation string. As I told you, a single line comment and a multi-line comment. In case of multi-line comment, we may have the number of comments on more than one line, like 3 line, 4 line, 10 line, and for that which comment, which symbol we use? Triple quotes at the beginning of the line, at the end of the last line. If you use the triple quotes, that is called as a documenting the string. That is known as a documentation, docstring. The full form of docstring is documentation of a string. What is the documentation of a string? Yes, whatever you write between the within the triple quotes, it is a string that always explain you about the program and about the code what you are writing. So documentation always help. After some days, if you open the program, if you just go through the docstring, you will come to know what for that program is written. And the last one, identifier naming. What is this identifier naming? Remember the conventions used to identify a name, or a name is a variable or an identifier. Remember what was that? In that, once again, case sensitiveness was there. You cannot use any special character other than underscore, and your identifier should not begin with a digit, isn't it? Remember, the digits, the alphabets are allowed, but only underscore special character is allowed. No reserved word can be used as an identifier. Remember, we have already discussed what are the naming convention of an identifier. So when you write a program, please keep these things in mind. For example, once again I will make number 1, statement termination, number 2, the maximum line length, number 3, lines and indentation, number 4, white spaces, number 5, blank lines, number 6, avoid multiple statements in one line, number 7, block or what is a code block, next number, case sensitive, then docstring convention, identifier naming. Is these programming, Python programming conventions, that is style, how your Python program must be. We'll try to follow as much as possible these convention rules while editing a program in Python editor. With this, we'll move to the one more, that is variables are nothing but identifiers. Remember, another name for identifiers is variables. What are variables or identifiers? They are Python tokens, right? Which is the other token opposite to it? Is a literals. What are the literals? Constants. Understood? Either you can call them as a literals or identifiers, or constants and variables. The name why constant and variable? The value assigned to a constant never gets changed while executing a program, whereas the value given to a variable may keep on changing while executing the programs. The assignment, what do you mean by assignment? Suppose if I write x and equal symbol 10, that is assigning. The variable x is assigned with the value 10. That is called as assignments. Let us see what are the variables and assignments. Now here, you just see the definition. Variables are named temporary location used to store values, which can be further used in calculations or printing results, etc. Why the word temporary location? Because whenever you change the value of a variable, the name remains same, but the memory location will be different. That's why it is used a term temporary location. Variables are named temporary locations used to store values which can be further used in calculations or printing results, etc. Every variable must have its own identity. What do you mean by own identity? These are the properties of an identifier. one variable will be x, another value will be y, like that. Each variable have its own identity, and the type means your data type, whether it is integer type, whether it is a float type, whether it is a string type, and of course a value. Unless and until if you don't store any value in the variable, then it is of no use, isn't it? Whenever you use a variable, a certain type of value you have to assign. That is what, or you should give the values. Variable in Python is created by simply assigning value of desired type to them. In other languages we used to declare before using, but Python allows you no need to declare. The moment if you declare, or the moment you assign the value 100 to the num here, it assumes that num is an integer type of variable, or a variable which can store the value of type integer. Instead, if you give name double quotes James, the meaning of which is name is a variable which holds the value of type what? Float? No. What type? String, because it is enclosed with quotes, right? That the type of value that is assigned to the variable, automatically Python understands what kind of variable it is. So it is a indirect declaration. You are declaring as well as assigning. Okay. Python variables are not storage containers like other programming language. What is the meaning of this? Let us analyze. In C++, we declare a variable called as a radius. It is an identifier equal to 100. Let us every value which will store will be in the memory location, and each memory location will have an address. Understood? Getting the idea or not? Like how each cadet is admitted in the school will have a roll number. His address is roll number, not the name. Why? Because there may be more than one cadets with the same name, but your roll number is unique. Similarly, every memory location will have an address. Now we again assign a new value 500 to the radius. What happens now? Now the memory address will be still same, only value will change. Getting the idea? It is like a container here. Container means what? Suppose in one of the box, if you have stored some kind of things there in that can only keep those things. Understood? You cannot mix up the other things. Understood or not? At the most, what you can do? You can remove those things and you can put some other things in that. Getting that? That is what the container. But Python is not like a storage container. Remember. Instead, what will happen? You see in Python. In Python, what will happen? You just see. Radius is 100. The value 100 is assigned to radius. Memory address is 3568. Now the value 700 is assigned. Memory address is 8546. What is this? The name of the variable remains same, but the value 700 will be on some other location. Earlier your address is pointing towards address 3568. Now it will 100 is still there in that memory address, but now the radius will point towards the location having address 8546. Now you can see that in Python, each time you assign a new value to a variable, it will not use the same memory address or memory location, and the new memory will be assigned to a variable. In Python, the location they refer to changes every time their value change. This rule is not for all types of variables. Further, what you can say, constraints are there, certain restrictions are there, that we will see later, but generally you have an idea of what is a variable. Now when we are talking about assigning a values to the variables, the concept of L value and R value. L stands for left, R stands for right. What is L value? L value expression that comes on the left hand side of assignment. In mathematics we generally call it LHS, RHS, left hand side, right hand side. R value expression that comes on the right hand side of the assignment. L value refers to an object to which you can assign value. It refers to memory location. It can appear LHS or RHS of assignment also, in some exceptions that we will see, but most of the time your LHS value or L value will be left side. For example, x equal to 10, x is a L value, isn't it? And your RHS side 10 it is there. R value refers to the value assigned to any variable. It can appear on RHS. In x equal to 10, x is L value and 10 is R value. Very simple. Example you can see here, x equal to 100, y equal to 200. What is the invalid you see now? Because 100 is a constant, 100 equal to x, 200 equal to y, I cannot write. Why? 100 is a constant, constant cannot take some other value, 200 cannot take some other value. A plus b already is an expression, okay, After evaluating a plus b, some value, some constant will be there, that cannot be assigned with C. Values cannot comes to the left of assignment. LHS must be a memory location, means maybe a name or a label to a variable. That is what the meaning. Once again, named labels are called as another definition for variables. Named labels are called as variables. For example, now you see here what here we have written 78, 79, 80, 81. These are all values, remember. And what we have written here, like your roll numbers, these are the addresses. Okay, memory addresses. Every location will be by system will identify the memory address. And we programmers are interested in the values. We are not interested in the memory addresses. But system requires the addresses to locate the values. Now, for example, the moment marks equal to 86, wherever 86 is stored, okay, this is the memory address. Marks refers to the location 2054. Due to the assignment statement, marks equal to 86. Now marks is 81. Your 86 is still there only. Its memory location is still there only. Okay, marks earlier it was identifying here, or it is referring here. Now it will refer here because at this location value 81 is stored. Marks equal to 2026. Earlier it was referring 2054. Variables in Python do not have fixed locations, unlike in other programming language. Remember, okay. Once again, L value, R value already we have discussed. Now the assignments. As I told you, what is mean by assigning? Assignment statement. The value of the RHS will be given, assigned to LHS. That is what called as an assignment. Now multiple assignment. You can just see Python is very, very strong in that. Some of the programming languages are not allowing to do that, but Python allows you. What you are seeing here, the statement here, A equal to B equal to C equal to D equal to E equal to 10. You should not read like this. How you have to read this now? Value 10 is assigned to E, that value E is assigned to D, D is assigned to C, C is assigned to B, B is assigned to A. In other programming language, we would have written A equal to 10, B equal to 10, C equal to 10. Simply 5 statements. It can be converted into how compact the Python statements are. Just you see, this is an example of a multiple variables can be assigned with the same value. Different values also we can assign, not only that, same value, multiple different value. For example, you see PQR, 5 will be assigned to P, the same order, 10 will be assigned to Q, 15 will be assigned to R. The moment if you print Q and R, it will print 10 and 15. Okay, here you see once again, your LHS is, right, L value is variables, even your R value may also be variable, no problem. Now P comma Q equal to Q comma P. What is the meaning? Value of Q will go in P and value of P will go in Q. This is called as exchanging. For example, earlier P is 5, Q is 10. Now what will happen? 10 will go in P and 5 will go in Q. This is called exchanging. Now you can see earlier 5, 10, now it will have 10 and 5. Is it clear? Same value can be assigned to multiple variables, and multiple values can also be assigned to multiple variables. Here another example, B, C are L values and these are R values. With the initial value A equal to 10, B equal to 10, A equal to 5, B equal to 10, C equal to 7. And here A plus 1 means 5 plus 1, B plus 2 means 5 plus 2, C minus 1 means 7 minus 1. Now what will happen? This 5 plus 1 will be go to B, 10 plus 2 will go to C, and 7 minus 1 will go to A. When you print A, B, C, new values are 662. Why 662 now here? This is 5 plus 1. What is the value of B? B is, okay, now A plus 1 has gone to B. Okay, this latest value will come now. B plus 2. Okay, we'll execute and see this, what exact value will. Okay, and now another example, x equal to 10. Now you see, evaluated from left to right. Your expressions separated by commas are. Which are the expressions you are finding here now? X plus 2, x plus 5. These are expressions. A constant value is also an expression, or more than one variables or constants combined with operators is all an expression. Now what is the meaning here? You see, x is 10, y comma y is x plus 2 comma x plus 5. Here expressions separated by commas are evaluated from left to right. What is the meaning here? 10 plus 2 will go to y, right? Then 10 plus 5 will go to y. Now what will happen? Can you understand? First it will assign y equal to 10, then y equal to 15. So print y will print 15 because this is the latest value. Getting the idea or not? Y comma y, earlier y was assigned to 10, afterwards y is assigned to 15. So the latest value in y is 15. Therefore if you give the print y, 15 it will print. Understood? We will execute and see afterwards. Right. Now variables and assignments continued. Dynamic typing. What do you mean by dynamic typing? Typing means data type it is basically. A variable pointing to a value of certain type, certain data type can be made to point to a value of different type. This is called dynamic typing. Understood? A variable pointing to a value of certain type can be made to point to a value of different type. What is the meaning of this? See, x is a variable holding which type of value? Integer type, right? Print x, what it will print, we'll see. Now the same x, what type of data it is? String, right? Now x was used to store integer value, the same variable can also be used. When you print here, 10 it will print. When you print here, hello world it will print. You just see here. First it will print 10, next it will print hello world. Now diagrammatically you can just see here. So here the value x was already pointing to 10. Due to the statement x equal to hello world, earlier it was pointing here, now it will not point there, it will start pointing hello world. Getting the idea? This is called as a dynamic typing. So dynamic typing is a variable can point to a one type of value, and even it can also point to a different type of value. You should be very careful in dynamic typing. Why? For example, you can see now after assigning x equal to hello world, now if you assign to day, x divided by 2, day divided by 2. So this we'll see in detail about which operators are allowed to strings, which operators are allowed to numeric type, and all we'll see. Here string cannot be divided, therefore it will give an error. Earlier your x was 10, there you can write x by 2, but now x is day, x cannot by 2 cannot be written. Now one more important type function already we have seen, but once again I will discuss that. To know the data type of a value which is pointing, a type function is available. A equal to 10, type of A is int. A equal to 20.4, type of A is float. Type will return what is the data type of data stored in the variable. To know the data type of variable which is pointing, use type. A is hello, type A is str. str means string. Okay, now two basic functions we'll see, input and, because we have to write simple programs now in next class onwards. Before that we need some statement, at least input and print. Input is input statement and print is output statement. This is called as simple input output statements, right? What is the input function you see here? Input function is a built-in function of Python used to read values from the user. The general format, what is this? You will write an input statement. This is L value, variable to hold the value, L value. Input message, any message you can give here. Okay, where variable to hold the value is a variable which is the label for a memory location where the value is stored. Now what type of messages we can give? Let us see here. Here input, enter the value. This is a message. Suppose if I enter 10, P will be stored at 10. Suppose if I enter 10.5, P will be stored 10.5. Getting the idea? But here there is a problem. By default, the value which you will enter, it will be taken as a string. Even if I value 10, if I give, it will be taken as a string. String means 10 within single quotes or 10 within double quotes. Understood? Therefore, no, the value of x I want integer, then I have to use the keyword int. Input enter the value is there as usual, but before that you will as int. See, input was having this parenthesis, right? And before input one parenthesis, so two left parenthesis, two right parenthesis. Reads the value and converts it to an integer type data. Okay, float, it will convert into float data type. We will see in the examples. Okay, int and float function. Python refers two functions to be used with input to convert the received values. Example: input enter age, the age is of integer type, therefore int. Input salary, salary is of real value like rupees and paisa, therefore salary is of float type. Hope you are understanding. Now the print function. What is this you see? Remember, the heading I have written in capital here, but the function is in lowercase. This function is a built-in function. How you say that it is a function? These parentheses are important. These parentheses will tell that it is a function. Function is a built-in function of Python used to display the values on the screen. The general format, you knew about the general format, it will make in detail will come later. Now to the print function can print any number of values, values 1, values 2, values 3, which are separated by commas. These values are separated by blanks. In the following example, you can see how to use the print. We are printing, let us see. Here you just see here. Okay, the stream is possible. Okay, you leave about that. Now you see the straight away the example here, how the print can be used. Python is fun is written in double quote means what? It is a string, remember. 5 is assigned to A. Now in the print, how many objects are used here? 1 and 2, right? This is a string and this is a variable. Getting the idea? This is a string constant, because A equal to means A equal to only it will display. Whereas A is a variable, the value whichever is assigned will be displayed. Now the value of A is assigned to B. Now what is displayed here? It is a string, either double quote or single quote, then the value of A, then a string equal to B. Now you see here, Python is fun output. Here A equal to symbol as it is, the value of 5. Then A equal to symbol as it is, equal to B symbol as it is, and the value of A is 5. Is it clear? We will execute in the compiler and see how Python works in, how print works in Python. Print A equal to in double quote comma A means here, yes, let's see, we have printed the value A. A equal to is appeared as it is, string constant, but the value of A is displayed. Here before double quote I am giving slash n. Slash n means what? It is a escape sequence character. You know that? Okay, the meaning of which is after printing A equal to, we are telling to go to the next line. Therefore, the value of A is appearing in the next line. This is what the effect of what? Escape sequence characters. Okay. Further questions and all exercises we will do in the next class. Boys, let us see how exactly we can revise this, and we'll continue in the next class before meeting next class.